Hey there, this is Seth Schaefer from Team Just Cause Robotics, and today I have a bit of an idiotic side project for you. We all know from watching TV that flamethrowers are amazing and fire looks great on camera. BattleBots are increasingly adopting flames as a way to stand out in a field of hyper-competitive machines. While these devices are limited by the competition rules to only aerosol fuel sources, they can still be quite dangerous and are often banned at smaller local combat robot events. However, Norwalk Havoc in Connecticut has built their arena specifically with fire in mind, so I hope I can use it there myself. The question is, how do I make a self-extinguishing, radio-controlled flamethrower? Goals and constraints. I plan to incorporate this flamethrower into a new robot that I'm planning for 2022, that I hope to enter into the Norwalk Havoc Robot League competition, but I'm keeping my full plans under wraps for now. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more details towards the end of the year. The bot I'm planning will be in the 12-pound full combat weight class, or Hobbyweight. NHRL has weird rules that allow for robots comprised of 2 or more independently functioning robots to have 3 pounds extra, and the main robot can be up to 13.2 pounds. So my goals are as follows. 1. Find, make, or modify a device that shoots flames. 2. Make it weigh as little as possible. 3. Make it operate remotely via radio control. 4. Safety fourth, it has to be able to self-extinguish and failsafe properly. 5. Have it operate on its own battery, transmitter, and receiver. 6. Make the entire setup under 8 ounces. 7. Make it as cheap and simple as possible so it can be replicated easily. 8. Don't die, blow it up, or burn my house down. 9. Make sure it can be effective in battle. I cannot overstate that while most of my projects are kind of dangerous, just like everything in combat robotics, this has an especially great way to get massively out of hand and fast. Please exercise extreme caution if you attempt anything shown in this video or anything like it. I have a fire extinguisher at the ready during all of my testing. I never lit anything on fire outside of my test box, and I always had a fan ready next to me to blow any fumes directly outside. Research. As with all good projects, the best way to start is to see what existing solutions are out there. I ignored all results including liquid burning fuels as those are banned. However, I quickly found 2 examples of people who did the exact same thing, but it's way bigger and bulkier than I would like. This video from Team Small Robotics, one of the many Davids on Team Malice, shows a servo shoving a can of butane forward to release a ton of gas. This is way bigger a flame than I need, and the butane canister alone is over 5 ounces. He used a lit candle as ignition source, which doesn't self-extinguish. There's a similar build from RC Lifeon with the improvement of a hot wire igniter, but that still draws a ton of power, requiring a larger battery in addition to also being gigantic, heavy, and bulky setup. Next, I decided to see if I could use a standard off-the-shelf lighter and maybe modify it in some way. I found this video from Laser Video where he modifies a standard throwaway lighter for a huge flame, but he also used an entire separate butane lighter as the ignition source because he said the wind kept putting out the other ignition source he was using, and again, it doesn't self-extinguish. And the setup is gigantic and awkward, uses an Arduino and a bunch of other crap. I need this thing to be stupid. I need it to be dead simple, and I need it to be no effort to make 5 of them and throw them all into the arena. Also, the lighter mod looks really easy to screw up. You have to take the lid off, and if you don't seal it properly when you reassemble it, it'll create a gas leak that turns it into a grenade. Laser Video's later stuff is super cool, by the way. Check out his more recent builds. Most of them aren't even about lighters anymore. What I think I really need is a lighter that needs as little modification as possible, but still has a cool looking flame that'll work well and show up on camera. Oh hey look, it's Crazy Russian Hacker with a video called Most Powerful Lighter. Must be nice to get tons of views for making the same exact video 20 times in a row. But wow, that thing is compact, shoots an awesome jet of flame, and it has a safety switch, no button that needs to be held down to trigger the flame, and the ignition comes from a spark that occurs when the trigger's pressed. 20 bucks on Amazon, done. The build. Time to see what I can do with this. Not a huge fan of the camo look on this, so I decided I'd try and take it apart a little bit. Take a little knife, basically just like reached under these edges and pried around until these popped off. And I found there's actually this metal plate underneath, which is held in by literally nothing. So that just pops right out, saves a little extra weight on top of that. This one I already pulled off, and this plate comes off as well. Then as far as I've gotten so far was, there is one solitary screw in the bottom of this. Not sure if you can see that, but it's right here. So let's see what happens if we pull that out. Okay, and that whole thing just slides straight off, leaving us with this. This guy is the fuel tank, obviously. Recharge valve is right there. The whole inner workings of this are pretty simple. This thing makes the fire shoot out of it if there's fuel in it, which right now there is not. There is a dial here to change the size of the flame. That is the maximum, this is the minimum. And then there is a switch here that prevents the trigger from activating. So that safety switch is activated, and then safety is disabled, and that allows you to switch it down. So yeah, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Up here you can see there's a little piece of metal there that it looks like it probably sparks to here when you hit the trigger. Yep, you don't know if you can see that. So that's how it ignites the gas. So I probably can't really do much further disassembly than what I've done so far and still have this function correctly. This pushes a lever down, and that lever opens up the fuel supply. You can see it just pushing that spring forward right there. So that is what creates the flow of fuel. So theoretically, in order to make this radio controlled, all I have to do is that, and then fire comes out. Oh, that'll do it. Yep, that's a flame right there. It's hard to see on camera, but the flame is like longer than this thing is, for sure. I only put in like a couple grams of fluid too. I think this thing holds a total of 28 grams, and it'll burn for more than half an hour with that, so good for a few minutes of this probably with just a few grams. So that is a very nice long lever arm from back here to here, which means it doesn't require a whole lot of force to push this down. I could potentially extend this further or something, but then it's like the servo's travel has to move it quite a bit, you know, and it ends up here somehow. So it seems like maybe getting something to travel from like this point to that point wouldn't be too hard. It'll be easier than getting this lever, this short lever, to travel down below that surface, I think. Don't try this at home, kids. I'm gonna lightweight this a little bit more. See-through lighter. I think it should be illegal for this to be this easy. I'm very curious about this. Actually, this is a cast polyurethane wheel on a carbon fiber nylon hub. I've done some extensive testing on a huge range of materials that are used in combat robotics to see which are the most susceptible to fire. Plus, you can just watch the world burn. So, if you want to see that video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. That's all I've got for you today. I look forward to competing at the sword competition next weekend with Shrapnel Mine and Mini Mulcher, and I might have a surprise entry too. If you liked this video, make sure to hit like, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and hit the bell icon. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.